everyone, welcome to John's Box, my YouTube channel, and the second in a series of 20 editions of famous Swindonians, living or dead. In the first edition it was all about Diana Dawes, you could say Mrs. Swindon. Today it's about Mr. Swindon, although he wasn't actually born in Swindon. In fact, he's a northerner who died in 1974, came to Swindon before the Second World War, namely David Murray John, and not David John Murray or Murray David John, as is sometimes confused. So, as I mentioned, he was actually born in the north, and they gave him the name of Mr. Swindon. It was coined. I had a lot of difficulty finding material for this video, and thanks to a friend of mine, Michael, he sent me an article about him, and Swindon Central Library also gave me some snippets of information, so I appreciate your help, by the way. We're going to learn about his life and legacy and how he left that in Swindon. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what you see. As far as architecture is concerned, did David Murray John really change the face of Swindon? I think so, and many are of the opinion that he did too. It is believed that the pinnacle of Swindon architecture was achieved way back in the 1970s when the David Murray John Tower was completed by the then Thamesdown Borough Council. The man behind the scheme, and not known to be a man of feet and clay, was the town clerk until 1974, namely David Murray John. But who was he? David Murray John, born in the north of England in 1908, was the son of a Baptist pastor from Huddersfield. Educated at Huddersfield College and later at Oxford, where he obtained a BA degree, he first worked as a clerk in Halifax and later became assistant solicitor at Peterborough and Sunderland before becoming deputy town clerk of Swindon. Upon being appointed to Swindon town clerk in 1937, he was believed to be the youngest town clerk in England at the tender age of only 29. Now that is young, isn't it? He was a man who had real vision for Swindon, a man who had seen that the post-war growth of Swindon was not derailed and was delivered upon. Politicians came and went, as is the way of the political world, but David Murray John kept on and kept the town on track. He engendered diversity of jobs in Swindon so that the town would not solely rely on the railway for employment. His judgment was spot on. The works closed fully in 1986, and despite this setback, Swindon continued to grow as a result of its construction growth and town centre modernisation, which started in the 1960s when David Murray John was at the helm of planning. He was a man often regarded as Mr. Swindon, and someone who always envisaged and campaigned for a towering landmark to signify the centre point for the town. Signing the final contract for its construction in March 74 turned out in fact to be Murray John's last official duty in office prior to his retirement after 36 years as the pioneering figure in Swindon's post-war regeneration. This man was a steadying hand, and though he retired in 1974, the David Murray John Tower and, coincidentally, the Oasis Leisure Centre were both being constructed. Sadly, David Murray John also died in 1974, before either building was completed. Both, incidentally, had been constructed at a startling rate. He had served the people from before the outbreak of the Second World War, but the DMJ Tower is a monument that generation of Swindonians left behind as to what can be achieved in Swindon. Not to mention the post-war housing development of Swindon, which is also his legacy. It is widely accepted that the David Murray John Tower has succeeded as a building, incidentally for almost as long as David Murray John himself had served the town. The same cannot be said, though, of the Oasis, which recently died painfully, though that is not his fault. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learnt something. Mission of my channel is to pass on information. I'm no authority, and the best feedback, of course, the best content is your feedback. So now what we're going to do is to choose the another famous Swindonian or Swindonians, because there are one or two bands here, and that hopefully I'll be able to show you that edition maybe before Easter. Yeah. So let's see who we choose this time for the third of the 20, and it's going to be, wait for it, here we are, and it is Rick Davies, a musician and singer and songwriter. If you've heard of Rick Davies, born in 1944, that'll be all about him in the next edition. So thank you very much for staying with me to this moment, and I'll see you in the next edition and the next video of John's Box. Thank you for staying here, and see you again in the next video, as I've said before. Bye for now. Again. Bye.